Hey, keys to success number 128, Dr. Martin Rutherford, certified functional medicine practitioner and chiropractor.
Dr. Randall Gates, board certified chiropractic neurologist, also a chiropractor.
We're kind of into fine tuning here relative to keys to success. There's almost nothing else to talk about that's new, which is probably good for us anyway. But there are a lot of nuances. A lot of people are now starting to embrace the principles that we've been working with forever, for years and years and years and years and years. Saw an article in the Wall Street Journal the other day, and the article in the Wall Street Journal was about gluten sensitivity, more specific celiac patients, but I can see this expanding into all gluten sensitivity. And then there was a study that was done, apparently multiple studies that were done that said, for the celiac, there's no safe place. For the celiac, you can't go into a restaurant, and you can never go into a restaurant and eat. That's what they've said. They said there is no such thing as a restaurant. And they actually did research studies, and they measured titers of gluten antibodies beforehand, and they measured them afterwards. And there had to be such and such a measure of percentage of gluten found in the system. And it was a very extensive study, and they had numerous parameters that they measured. The bottom line was that the person was always exposed to more gluten than what was safe for them. And again, they were talking to celiacs, but our experience is, you start out with one thing and it moves into a much wider direction, because this was an article in the Wall Street Journal, meaning that this article is coming from the drug companies who are going to be making pills in the future that's saying you can eat gluten, and saying that you can, and that other pills that are going to heal your leaky gut, except there's a lot of other factors involved with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so it's the standard medical model. Everybody's looking for one solution for one problem. Typically it's a pill. This issue of leaky gut and bacterial dysbiosis is very complicated. Highly dependent on diet. And so, yeah, I mean, go ahead and make a pill for that, make a pill for leaky gut. They're already trying it, it hasn't worked. All these different probiotic formulations not working, because you can try to change the gut landscape, but it's like a planet in there. It's a completely separate planet with entrenched bacteria, and it's really hard to change the landscape without basically setting off a nuclear bomb and trying to start over. And does it start over good? Yes or no? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So anyways, that's my take on it. And I will say I see where they're coming from, because all of our patients, when they eat out, consistently report to me that they feel poorly. Mm-hmm. And even
a lot of cross-contamination.
A lot of cross-contamination, even if you're telling the cooks or the kitchen, like, hey, I'm celiac, I'm gluten sensitive, please be really cautious. Time and time again, patients feel worse after they eat out. Now, we're not saying not to eat out. It may be good for you to have gluten flam on you if you are eating out and you do feel worse after you eat. We're not trying to push gluten flam, but this is an intermediary solution.
Unless you're celiac.
Yeah, unless you're celiac. But just know what you're getting into when you go out. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, we mentioned this because we've seen this before. Years ago, the highly credible Dr. Whitaker out there, and I say that with dripping sarcasm. For those of you who love him, I'm sorry. But we got a big mailer in the mail when his people realized that gluten was going to be a big thing, and the mailer was out, and they had their gluten digesting mushroom enzyme, and it was the sensational mailer that said, for all of you who've been deprived of gluten and feel you can never eat again, that's stupid. You don't have to. All you have to do is take our pill. I noticed that flyer only came to us once, because I have a feeling that the vast majority of people realized that when they took his pill, it did not stop them from having gluten reactions. So the gluten flam is to take the edge off. It's not a, oh, I can eat gluten flam and I can eat things. But you're gonna, right. So you're gonna see this. You're going to see pills for leaky gut. We'll see. But the reality is there are so many factors. This harkens back to fecal implants for me. In other words, people were paying the insurance companies were paying $25,000 or something like that when they were actually doing fecal implant surgeries, and the people would get fecal material from someone else to put in their gut for weight loss or for small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, and it worked for a while. And then it didn't work anymore. Why? Because the person has this perpetual terrain in their bad bacteria that is consistently changing, because stress hormones alter it, because so many things, there's so many other factors that have to be addressed, which is reflective in our program. That's how our program came to be, was by recognizing these different factors, ultimately addressing each one, not being happy about the fact that this was the way we were going to have to do it if we wanted to get really great results. But this is, this is what you're looking at. You're going to be looking at people, giving you the silver bullet in the future, and we're just cautioning you to look into the details, look who's putting the data out, look at what you know about how you got better or how you're getting better, and be very careful about these remarkable, miraculous new tools that are going to save mankind from, not doing the things, save them from having to do the things that they really have to do to stay well. So, warning, warning, warning. Mm-hmm. There's no magic bullet.
So we'll see you back next week, and we'll have another key to success. Any questions, go to powerhealthtalk.com. Have a good week.